What if the most transformative night in Jacob's entire life was not the night he dreamed of a ladder to heaven, but the night he spent alone in the dark, wrestling with God until dawn? And what if the injury he walked away with was more valuable than any victory he had ever won? And Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day. Genesis 32:24. Jacob was terrified. Esau was coming with 400 men, and 20 years of unresolved anger between them. Jacob had sent his family and everything he owned across the river, and was left completely alone in the darkness. And in that moment of absolute vulnerability and fear, a man appeared and began to wrestle with him. Now, who was this mysterious wrestler? The text calls him a man, but Hosea 12:4 identifies him as an angel, and Jacob himself said, "I have seen God face to face." Genesis 32:30, suggesting this was a divine encounter in human form, what theologians call a Christophany, a pre-incarnate appearance of Jesus Christ in the Old Testament. And they wrestled all night, neither winning, neither losing, until the breaking of the day. The man saw that he prevailed not against Jacob, and he touched the hollow of his thigh, and the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint. Genesis 32:25, with a single touch, the divine wrestler dislocated Jacob's hip, demonstrating that he had the power to end the struggle at any moment he chose. He had been allowing it to continue. And Jacob kept wrestling even with a dislocated hip. And he said, "I will not let thee go, except thou bless me." Genesis 32:26. That is the most desperate and most determined prayer in all of Genesis. Injured, exhausted, in pain, and still holding on. Not holding on because he was winning, but because he understood that the blessing was only available through the struggle. And the man asked him, "What is thy name?" Genesis 32:27. The same question his father, Isaac, had asked when Jacob came to steal the blessing in disguise. This time Jacob answered honestly, "Jacob, the deceiver, the supplanter." And in response to that honest confession of identity, God changed his name. "Thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince hast thou power with God and with men, and hast prevailed." Genesis 32:28. Here is what Jacob's limp is still saying today. The struggles that leave a mark on you are often the ones that change your name, that transform who you are so completely that you cannot walk the same way afterward. And that is not a loss. That is the sign that something real happened in the dark. Subscribe to Proverbs and Purpose and leave a comment below. What struggle in your life left a permanent mark, and how did it change you?